Hey, this podcast holds nothing sacred. This is Life, Tech, and Sundry. And what is Sundry? It's our experiences put in a melting pot to the internet. So join us on this wild ride called the LTS Podcast. Follow us at LT Sundry on Twitter, LTS.pod on Instagram, Life, Tech, and Sundry on YouTube, and all your favorite podcast distribution services. Stay frosty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the LTS Out of Office. My name is Marcos, and with me I have Mr. J. It's the dynamic duo. So, Mr. J, say hello to the people.
I am Groot.
And he is here. Groot.
Hey, pause, Marcos, pause.
Groot is here.
Marcos, pause.
Grootius Maximus.
Anyway, though, today we have Marcos's shower thoughts. Marcos, please explain your shower thoughts.
Well, let me just read you the story. Reality's Jolt. A whiplash of money, memes, and near misses. Here's a rundown of the stories shaking up our world. At least the ones that I found interesting, aka my world. But okay, let's go with number one, Mr. J. What do you think?
You tell me.
The asteroid that couldn't quit Earth, but might just ding the moon.
You want me to
Mr.
read
J?
it? Marcos?
You
want me to read it?
Yes.
Read it to me.
I just
First
did.
up, First up, a sigh of relief. The infamous city killer asteroid 2024 YR4 won't be crashing our party in 2032. You know why? Because Marcos scared the asteroid away, and today we live another day. Basically, thanks to the eagle eyes of James Webb Space Telescope, we've confirmed Earth is safe. However, don't look away just yet. There's just a small, tantalizing 3.8% chance it might just kiss the moon. Imagine the headlines then.
I'm just waiting for the allegations that the moon said, I do not consent to this touching. Moon.
How big is it? How big is it?
Pause.
Marcos, you know what I mean.
According to the stats, open up the stats. I'll open up the stats. NASA. On 2024 Y2, it says, let's see.
He's like, I can't read.
2004 appeared to have a small change. In direction.
It's the size of a 15-story building.
That's not.
What is that, like 150 feet, give or take?
Some might even say that's adequate.
What?
What?
What are you saying?
That could be a star killer, a city killer.
Yeah.
An ender of life. Yeah, that like. If each story of a building is 10 feet, let's say 10
Who
feet.
says it's adequate size?
I mean, who? The moon will.
No, Marcos.
Oh no, it's gonna leave a deep trench.
Anyway, though, read the next one, Marcos.
Grandpa's TV versus your rent. The ultimate financial flip. Speaking of reality, a new viral statement perfectly nails the absurdity of today's economy. Grandpa's lavish TV? Now that's my monthly rent. Irony redefined. It's a sharp 10-word truth that hilariously, maybe, contrasts past luxuries with present necessities. Feeling seen yet? Old generations, newer generations? Please leave a comment if you feel like if your grandparents or older family members have said, hey, why do you have a 40-inch TV? You can put down a payment for a mortgage with, because there's context, and I have one from family members. Let's allow Mr. J come on back.
I'm back.
So what do you think?
What do I think? About lavish
like,
TVs?
For older family members saying, why are you, like, to newer generations, let's say millennial, Gen Zs, whatever, all those generations, when they have family members around in their apartments, they say, why are you buying an 80-inch or 100-inch TV? You could put a down payment for a house. And do you think you can share this screen with that YouTube short, if you will, to give an idea?
Oh, but it's like, number one, I think technically speaking, TVs are cheaper nowadays than were back in the day, because
in every sense of the word cheap.
Building an 80-inch TV with a CRT versus a plasma, it's very different.
It was a
less
whole
materials.
furniture. Yeah, it was built into furniture,
Whereas this one, they're thin as hell. They're like razor thin.
like my pinky.
So exactly. So it's like you can buy a bigger TV nowadays for cheaper than back in the day, technically speaking.
For example, if they were both 80-inch TVs, the cheapest one that I've heard of right now is like under $1,000 for an 80-inch TV, versus an 80-inch CRT TV that's basically a shelf was easily $15,000 or more.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that you can buy a car or put a down payment for a car with $30,000, or a house by that point? Like, that's what they were saying. You could put
Oh, okay.
Boomers give us shit about buying luxuries is because back in the 80s, luxuries were expensive, but life was cheap. Now it's been inverted. Our life is expensive, but our luxuries are cheap. So I think this is where the disconnect's happening. For example, in 1980, you could rent a great apartment for $200, but a television would run you $1,000. So if you bought 3 TVs, that would be $3,000. A CD player was $500. A cell phone was $2,000. A personal computer was $2,500, and a microwave was $500. That's $8,500. That is 3.5 years rent on luxuries. And $8,500 was also equivalent to a 20% down payment on a $40,000 home. So it was irresponsible if you didn't budget correctly to buy all these luxuries because it could be holding you back. But today it's flipped. Our biggest luxury is our rent for $2,000. We can now buy 3 televisions for $600. We have a Spotify account, cell phone for $1,000. You can get a computer for $500, a microwave for $200. That's about $2,400 a month. So our luxuries is about 1 month's rent, where theirs was 3.5 years rent. And if you want to put this onto a down payment, even if you took the average home of $420, let's bring it down to just $320,000. A down payment on that is $64,000. So if you gave up all those luxuries, you would still owe like $61,000. This $2,400 of luxuries wouldn't even cover your closing cost of $10,000 on that home. So the whole thing's been flipped. So I think when they see us with the TVs, the avocado toast, and the cell phone, they think that's the reason we can't move forward. But why we can't move forward is because housing, daycare, college, and healthcare is so expensive. But those are our necessity. These luxuries are just fun little things that we have. The reason the boomers give us shit about buying luxury.
So what does that mean? It means we need to boycott the real estate agencies, the colleges, and the Medicare. There you go. Why not?
Well, what?
Why?
It's just the shifting of the market, the demand, and inflation.
There's always been a
Big
demand for those
inflation.
stuff.
The undeniable, right? Inflation, taxes, and the demand, the shifting market.
Well, it's more like, I think the
price of
people that
living
are
is
in
going too
charge.
high. Well, best believe that Europe was.
I think it's more or less that like the last generation kind of took advantage of this.
Which
and now
one?
they're just marking up the last generation. What was the last generation? Don't matter where.
Millennials,
Don't matter.
Alpha.
I'm just saying the last generation came before us. Screwed it
Gen
up for
X?
us. Because now it's like they're just, going crazy with it now and charging an arm and a leg for it, versus back in the day they only had to pay pennies worth.
Just for gas is the example.
So you know what
that's-
this means? It
No.
means break your grandmama's leg. No, I'm joking.
Pause. I mean,
Imagine.
my grandmama, both sides are resting in peace. So what am I gonna break anyways?
Exactly.
What are you? No. I think you have a grandma alive. So your grandma is my grandma, and she passed away, right?
Exactly.
But
Yeah. But no, I think it's just the snobby rich people that have taken over when they really shouldn't have. They abuse the system, and then there's the government allowing them to do it because they're getting a cut. That's very bad.
Oh no, it's the side effects of also the demanding. Like for generations, they would always tell you, get for you and me, get an engineering job, all those things. It's also expensive, right? To get those stuff, university, all those things. Why not get a degree in carpenting or get a degree in plumbing or get a degree in mechanics? Because technically they're even technicians now. You have to have a specialized degree for vehicle maintenance. And that's a whole pipeline bag of worms that I'm not willing to touch, which you and I and cousin Izzy talked about. specializing, launching your own
Well, I don't think you
business.
said you needed a like a degree
They're
in
not
it.
called mechanics anymore. They're called technicians.
Yeah, but you don't need a degree for that. You just need
Certifications.
certification, but that's not too expensive versus like a college degree.
Yeah, agreed. But I'm just saying the majority of the population was going towards degrees, which was obviously keeping the economy of universities. Universities are on their own business and they're wild on their own as a business. You heard the drama right now, what's going on with Trump and Harvard University.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the? I mean, I don't know the full scoop. I know that they want Mr. T wants to remove some grant federal money to Harvard because of alleging that some students don't have their papers or properly set up papers. This is me super simplifying, and it shows that I don't follow news. I'm not interested in that, but it's just an example. Imagine, even if you have your papers, it's still mad expensive getting to Harvard. Don't get me wrong. If you're smart enough to get in there, more power to you. But I'm just saying the concept in the economy of being flexible, because even us growing up, they were saying, go to university. I remember like Alan, you could have told us, but his pipeline of living, going for specialization in a different market. But still, my situation changed because of my visual impairment. I had to switch markets, but I would consider I was blessed, lucky enough to do what I'm doing now. Versus, I would say each story is different, but I want to say that the market is always shifting. And for example, for a while they were saying go into IT. In the past two years, with my younger brother, they were saying, "Oh, go into IT. It's a solid job." Turns out that there's the pool for hiring IT jobs is very big, so the demand is very short. And then there's drama with corporations. Oh, you have to have at least 3 years of experience, but we're not willing to give you the 3 years of experience. That even happened with me back in the day when applying for jobs. For your story, I don't know, you tell me your story. If they were asking X amount of years of experience in the market, did you ever go through that when applying for a job? Okay, you went for an internship probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for my side, they did some tests. I passed the test, all those things, and they never call you back. There's some back in corporate drama about saying that, oh, we always have to be saying that we're hiring always, but never hire anyone because nobody qualifies for what we want, or
Allegedly.
shift the goalpost. All of this is just allegedly. I'm not saying that I've witnessed this, nothing like that. It's just me observing third, fourth, fifth hand stories which can't even be proven as true. It's just allegations, chisme, as they say in Spanish. Next story, Mr. J.
What will we learn?
Things are
The
expensive.
boomers have ruined everything.
Now it's the boomers?
No, I just read here boomers.
Of course. Okay, understandable. Next story, Mr. J. Should I read number 3? No, you read number 3, please.
No, you read number 3. Okay, I'll read number 3.
Thank you, you're the man.
10 cents empire. From Marcos to Marcos. From Penguin to global gaming overlord, and what it means to you. What it means to you, Marcos.
Proceed.
Ever wonder who secretly runs a huge chunk of your online life? Marcos?
No. Yes. Maybe. Who's
You
to
ever
say?
wonder?
Yes.
Meet 10 Cent, this Chinese tech titan, starting by copying ICQ, and now owns or has massive stakes in gaming giants like Riot Games and Epic Games. But their astonishing growth, fueled by apps like WeChat and QQ, comes with a catch. With their deep ties to the Chinese government and vast data collection, practices raise some serious eyebrow.
The history of everything. An example for this one that's ironic. I find ironic. The company Tencent has its company called WeChat,
Bless you.
and within WeChat they have a service that you can modulate any other program, aka video games. In this example, within that WeChat module, they were able to what's that thing that you do with the Sega Genesis that you make a copy nowadays on emulate? There you go, emulate. The
Mhm.
biggest emulator in the world for PUBG, specifically a video game, is in WeChat, and it's exclusive in the Chinese area of operations. And obviously, it's not unless you have an account that's proven all those things with the verifications that they have. I don't know how to do it. Not interested in checking, but that just by the user base say that video game is the most used when it's not a legitimate. It's just a copy, and they own the company that made originally PUBG. So not only are they making an emulator, might as well. Question, Mr. J, isn't emulation a knockoff of the
No.
original? Is the original?
Yeah.
Okay. Not only are they making an emulation,
Well,
an
it's like they take the source files and they make it they make a program that can run them and you can play them.
well, they made an emulator of that, but then they also launched their own equivalent PUBG. They're competing against themselves. It's like there's so many. They're so big that they're They don't
Pause.
have one helm in the guiding themselves as a company. They have so many fingers and so many pies that example, Rainbow Six Siege, they have their own version of Rainbow Six Siege in country over there in China, but they also have Rainbow Six Siege. They're competing against themselves. If you have WeChat, you can play emulations and you can play knockoff versions. They have a knockoff version of Mario Kart. They have a knockoff version of Link, Call of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn. They have different versions, their own versions, but they also have stakes in the original and how it's produced and everything. So they have the source material and they have the knockoff version. What's the deal? What's the deal there, Tencent? Like, why are you stepping on your own toes? I know you're 10 toes in, you're standing on business, but then you bring a third foot, a third leg, just step on yourself. Why?
Basically.
Why? You have stakes in Ubisoft, you have stakes in everything, and you're still messing. Is it messing it up? Are you suffering from success? Who's to say? I know I can't.
Are you, Marcos?
I know I can't. Next story. Let me read you the next story. Where is it? Okay. Discord's shifting vibe. Profit versus community. Get ready for a new voice at Discord. Humam Sharhi Saknini, formerly of Activision, Blizzard, is stepping in as the new CEO with co-founder Jason Citron moving to an advisory role as Discord eyes becoming a public company. The community is on the edge. They're edging, Mr. J. They're edging.
No, they're not. Don't say that, Marcos.
Will this leadership shake up mean a new focus on profits over the beloved user experience? An example that they were showing memes. Day zero, where the CEO stepped in, they were putting a Discord store. It's to the point that I have Discord here on my desktop on my computer and I don't open it. I'm scared of opening.
You scared, you say?
I don't want to get blasted with ads. Even though they had Nitro before the CEO shifted, they have now a Discord store where you can do microtransactions. On day zero, allegedly, on day zero, they put in a certain change that allegedly was $14.99. Deal price $12.99. Bro, it's day zero. Why are you putting in deals? Allegedly,
3-0.
Day DAY. Day
He's
zero.
like, oh no, not again.
Why are you doing day zero, quote unquote deal? Just tell me it's $12.99.
Exactly.
Like people were getting angry. You know who also has a stake in Discord? Tencent. I think they have like a 15, like in the double digits percentile as an investor.
Told this thing.
Yeah. So you already know that they're going to be copying whatever Discord has for WeChat. And WeChat already is strong on its own. But knowing them, they're going to copy something from it and put it in their service.
So what you're saying is you're copying everything, huh, Marcos?
You can copy these hands.
Good boy. Good boy. You don't say
Story
that,
number
Marcos.
5, Mr. J. Can you just give me story number 5?
Tell me.
No, I need you to read the uncomfortable question, Mr. J.
I know you tell me.
Read it for me, please.
Tell me, Marcos.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. Imagine.
Yes, sir. Now, is it free, though?
Is it free?
Come on, tell me. Read it to me. Read it to me, Mr.
Okay.
J.
The uncomfortable question. Free speech and the bottom line. Finally, let's ponder a tricky one. When speech costs you your job, is that the market speaking, or is it just selective hearing from your employer, aka Marcos? With content creators like Hassan
Piker.
facing bans for controversial readings like the classic "freedom of speech isn't freedom" from consequences. What is that word? Adage?
Adage, saying, proverb.
No, that's something else. Where do we draw the line? Does the importance of your job change the nature of the consequence? Twitch bans streamers after reading manifesto and the turntables on the news. What do you think? Are you worried about... Oh, this is something else.
No, there's 2 stories here. The first one is with the streamer, right? This guy called Hassan Piker. He got stopped at the airport by Homeland Security. And they were saying, we've seen your YouTube videos, or indirectly asking, have you done this, and that? Because in the live stream, he interviewed an ISIS member. No. Yeah, an ISIS member. And he said, oh, you're like Luffy, and I'll follow you. And he said that in his own stream, unprompted, unscripted, and all those things. That's one. And he's reaping the consequences by the United States Homeland Security. And then after the interview, when he's at home already, he's saying, oh, it's because of these schlop tubers, these drama tubers that are just, gunning for my demise. And everyone else is reacting to those comments. They're saying, bro, you made this, you made your bed. These are just your own consequences. No, there's drama of us having online beef with you, but we hold no hate against you. It's just your own, you were given a long enough rope and you eventually decided to reap the consequences of your actions. And these are the consequences. And he's trying to shift the blame to something else. It's not working, by the way. The viewership is just eating this drama up of his consequences. Now, the one that I said, the turns have tabled on the news, it's technically a news network on Buffalo, New York. They were trying to allege that an officer's stance, it's called the Brady list, a police officer's stance of them, quote unquote, this is fake news, that they were in the Brady list. This is a lie. They were just trying to concentrate on defaming this special victims unit police officer instead of the active officer with over a decade of experience on the job, stating, not alleging, stating with evidence that there's issues going on with the public school system of Buffalo because of an attempted kidnapping of 2 children. And the only thing that the news networks are writing articles, over 300 articles, by the way, within the past month, of just defaming, ruining the public image of this officer, and trying to shift the narrative. But literally, the public, the commenters, because they can leave comments, they created accounts in the news network and saying, hey, why are you just talking about the officer? I don't care about the officer. Tell me the news about the children. They literally changed headlines. And their officer is trying to pursue defamation legal pursuits and they're literally trying to quote unquote live. They're observing that they're editing the headlines on the news network. Reality check. What's that? Time machine website that archives different snapshots of the internet. I think it's called the Time Machine. I think it's called Time Machine. It holds snapshots second by second, and it's a free service, by the way, unless you want to pay for an account. You can just go in there and observe the snapshots of everything online. I think it's called the Internet Archive. It's a free thing. I don't know who holds it. I think it's a government thing. I don't know the back. I need to make an episode on that. But they're able to go and see the archives of these snapshots of this website, where the first snapshot of the instance of the story, this officer, because he's been on the
wait,
list.
Marcus,
Yes.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yes.
Let's roll it back.
Which one for where?
Come back to Hassan.
Hassan Piker? Okay, so his story, when he was in the Homeland, when he was being questioned by Homeland Security, they asked him, have you been doing this? Because he went outside of the country to interview, to have as a guest one of these people that is considered a terrorist for the United States. And when he came back, they asked him, have you been doing this? They showed him the receipts of his live stream. And they said, and he said, oh, I'm a reporter, an independent reporter.
A journalist?
A journalist, yeah. You know that you have to register and you have to launch your own LLC as a reporter to be your own brand. He's just a content creator. There's not only are there consequences legally, but now he's under the government's observation list because of his own doing. Continue, Mr. J. And he's trying to shift the blame, basically, to other content creators.
So what you're saying is he's dug his hole and he doesn't want to get in.
He doesn't want to sleep in it. He's making his bed.
So you beg the question of, is this I think people confuse freedom of speech of just like the freedom to say anything and at any time.
Yes.
I think people need to realize that, number one, freedom of speech doesn't mean that, I can go up to a person and say, I'm going to do heinous crimes to that someone.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there is limits to what you can say, but the freedom of speech is that you can say, judge, I don't know, the American government for what they're doing and not get hurt or arrested for it. Or if, I don't know,
do a protest, a peaceful protest.
Yeah, exactly. There are certain things you can do, there's certain things you can't do. I think one of them being, like you said, if it's true, if you went up to the Strip of Gaza and interviewed with a person from that group,
from Hamas,
is like, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, yes.
It's like, obviously, if you come back, that guy's going to be like, what did you say? What did you do?
The video's right there. They don't even ask him. This is just a courtesy of questioning him.
So, it's just it's like, there is a lot of things you can do. I mean, like, you've seen it. People have said stuff things before, and it's not like the cops are like, hey, what you doing? But it's like, obviously, if you raise a flag of you're a threat to national security, then it's like, yeah, the FBI is going to look into you.
Literally, he's creating his own clips, his own receipts for the court case.
Yeah, Marcos. Next,
the news network. What do you think on that one?
Which one?
Do you think you can click on it with the timestamp? I wasn't able to open the timestamp. I was only able to write it down.
Which one?
On the second one, the turns have table in the news. I wasn't able to create a link for that exact timestamp. It's just the video itself.
3911?
Yes.
For how long?
I think it's for like 15 seconds.
That's what we're dealing with Channel 2. Thankfully, Nick had a binder of what they said against Rich and false Just a lot of lying and then actual shit that did hurt his career.
And proving that it was known that they were lying.
Yep.
Like it was done out of malice.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
he had all the staples of proving defamation.
Yep.
And then thankfully Channel 2,
Channel 2, yeah.
they really just kept digging and digging. It's like 10 years of the same shit, making up stuff, saying he was on the Brady list. And they're like,
It's almost the 48-hour mark. Have they apologized yet?
well, because it came out Saturday. It was supposed to, since it's Memorial Day, everything's closed.
Are we giving them 2 business days? 48 business hours?
Dude, that's what I'm so excited for, is to see tomorrow if there was an actual, like, hey, just want to apologize to Richard Hyde. We'd be like,
Knock over the king.
they'd be like, we're sorry. We're sorry, because we had a bunch of lawyers in the comment section on that video. They're like, yo, you have an actual case.
Yeah.
And then lawyers are going to hop on that shit for free publicity, and then it's stacked cash.
Oh yeah.
You'd be like, hey, just give me 10%. I'll do the rest for free. They'd be like, okay. Because 10 years of it, a decade of shitting on him, and then to have that proven.
10 years?
Oh, they've not liked Richard. It was like 2016 was the first one.
Yeah, I think so. It was
And it's Richard. Is that Angry Cop?
Yeah.
Yep.
the bag of powder. I think that was the first one he
Yep.
was in the news, I believe.
Social media. Dude, Coach.
What's that name?
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Yeah. What do you think? Obviously, there's like 2 hours of content, but it's different.
well, I don't
different
even
than
know who they were talking about.
Richard High, Angry Cops.
Who's that?
That's you can look up, type right there in the search engine, Angry Cops.
No, but you tell me.
He's a content creator. He's a veteran that reacts and also is a police officer at the same time and a drill sergeant. He's a man of many things.
What happens for 10 years that he said that he had to deal with?
Oh, he had the body cam footage of when an officer, him and his buddy, Angry Cops and his buddy were on patrol, and they got a 911 call that people were being drunk and acting, all disturbing the peace. Turns out that was disturbing the peace was a local judge, and their wife. Because of their rank, the judge was pulling rank on the younger officer, and Angry Cops slides in and said, "Right, stop doing that. Get over there." And saying, like, shut up, you're gonna dig your own hole, get over there, sit down. And he has it on his own dash cam, body cam, as an officer, just sit down. And he said, "Oh, I'm gonna press charges. Go ahead, you're free to press charges, but just sit down." With the knife hand, just like on footage, like, "Be quiet, don't talk to my younger guy like that, sit down." And he was quote unquote put into studies and wasn't able to go up in rank because allegedly he spoke back at a judge not being on duty, and they were just being intoxicated in the middle of the street, disturbing the peace and talking about a parked car, and they're just in the middle of the road. The judge, the judge's wife, and the third party. That's the kicker in 2016. Second one, the one that quote unquote is still sticking as of 2024, 2025. He was on duty responding on an a full-on robbery. And they were able to, they go around the corner, him with his partner, they go around the corner, people just scatter, right? Like a 15-man group just scatter around, like cockroaches, around the guy that was on the floor. And they see it, like, he's okay, he was just, roughed up, beat up, they took his wallet and everything. And he says, do you want to go in the car and pursue them? Yeah. I can call them out. I can, point them out who assaulted me. Okay. And they're in the car. The slowest guy was a chubby guy, an overweight guy that was one of the parts of the 15-man group that assaulted him. Oh, it's those guys. There were three guys together, running together. And the slowest one was the fat guy, or the chubby guy. And in Angry Cops, there's a term on the police officer stories called the jump out boy. As in, there's the police officer driver, and the co-pilot is the one that jumps out and just books it to catch the perp. He's the main guy, and he was on jump out boy position. And is it those guys? Yeah. And he jumps out, and these guys were, once Well, they thought they were free. They didn't turn on the sirens, the police officers, right after for a while, and they see the kid in the back of the seat of the car, and then they see the police officers, angry cops, just booking it towards them. They just scatter those three, the slowest one being the chubby guy, and just come here, fat boy, and takes him in, and gets pressed charges for hurting the perp's feelings. And their parents were the ones, were lawyers and all those things, trying to throw the book at angry cops. Like, he committed an assault. Full stop. He's gonna do time. I don't know how long. I'm just a jump out boy. Mm-hmm. And then he's obviously don't look up. He roasted the Venezuelan army for doing their promotional video of how their Marines and everything are the bee's knees. And can you type it up and just show like a segment that's in the search bar?
What search bar?
In the YouTube search bar.
What do I look up?
Angry cops, Venezuelan footage.
You don't have a link?
No. Venezuela, there you go. Venezuelan.
This guy? The first one?
It says failed. Yes. No.
You don't get really drunk with.
It's not that one. Go back. It says the worst. No. Angry Cop. That's the YouTube channel. What else? This Angry Cops. Captain what? Captain Motor. Anti-second. No. Failed Venezuelan raid. No. Military veins. No. Angry Cops. TikTok. No. Oh yeah, he was on TikTok. I forgot about that. Fat and Angry Cops. The Fat Electrician. No, that's their channel. Where is it? Military Vine compilation. I'll look it up. It's like
all this pudding, nobody wants to eat it. I don't know. I mean, the NCOs eat it, but it's just like private, just afraid to pick it up. I don't know why. I don't know why they want to get that pudding. Somebody's get that pudding. I'm just afraid to pick it up. I don't know why. I don't know why they want to get that pudding. Turn myself into a pickle. Pickle Rick.
Fucking weird.
All right. How do we have on a recruiting thing a friggin' female soldier without her qualification medals? What, she didn't shoot? We never qualified in basic training? Is that what that is? This is pathetic. This is just No. In the Army National Guard, you can't.
I found it. I'm gonna email it to you.
Yeah, send it, put in the notes.
I emailed it. I emailed it so you can click it on that there. Better, faster, stronger.
You wish. We're made up.
Is it what you sent me?
No, the latest one. Check your email.
Yeah, just clicked it.
No, Venezuelan military tries to scare the U.S. Refresh your Gmail. Refresh.
Back, and I'm here to drop some knowledge on you. A video of Venezuelan military members training in order to scare the United States Marines away has been circulating itself all throughout the internet as of recently. Some news articles state that the video has been authenticated and approved by Venezuelan military and political members. And if you're asking yourself, why is this happening? Let me break it down for you. The Venezuelan government has been in the news a lot as of recently. Many U.S. politicians have come out either in support
When
of
is this video?
to the Venezuelan socialist style of government. Venezuela is also in a power struggle between two political entities trying to claim power over the Venezuelan government. Nicolas Maduro, the current dictator that won
This is 6 years ago.
would say unfairly, and Guaido, the interim president that President Trump and other European nations have shown support for. Now, once President Trump showed support for Guaido, Maduro was very upset and reaffirmed those in Venezuela that he would not be giving up power. And in response, President Trump suggested the possible use of the U.S. military. Which now leads us to this gem of a video. Let's break it down, shall we? The video starts off with some commander giving a command to have 3 soldiers pop out of the grass, like the cheesy Viet Cong characters you see in B-rated Vietnam movies. The second part of this critically acclaimed piece of psychological warfare is nearly 45 seconds straight of these 3 dudes just running in place, screaming, until one by one they skip off. Whoopee. I will hand it to them. The easiest way to scare a whole bunch of U.S. military members is to show them photos and videos of painted rocks. Every single one of us has been part of a horrible detail, painting and rearranging rocks around battalion headquarters. The first obstacle we come to is barbed wire, and it is just pathetic. They scream with motivation, but they move at a snail's pace. The first guy's form is so shitty that he rips off his hat and rubs his noodle against the barbed wire. It's a low crawl. Drive your face along the ground, baby girl. Even the way they hold their rifles during this entire obstacle course reeks of ineptitude. Now it becomes clear that the course they're stumbling and bumbling through is a bayonet course. Newsflash, Venezuelan military members, you are never gonna get that close. But I can appreciate the history and tradition of training in the bayonet. I mean, come on. What's the spirit of the bayonet? To kill, kill, kill cold blue steel. Woo! Oh. Now, I know we're having a good laugh at this, but here's where the video goes tits up. After running the course with no magazine and having an unloaded weapon, these soldiers stop, plant their feet, and pretend to fire their weapons. Still no magazine in it. They just stand there pretending to spray automatic fire. Where are they shooting? What are they aiming at? The answer? Nothing. One dude's trying to fake it all right and having it up on his shoulder. The other guy's just spraying it from his hip like Rambo. The bomb you gotta have to try and scare any foreign military by pumping in fake automatic small arms fire as your dudes stand there miming the recoil of a rifle that, by the way, has no magazine in it. This video is on par with those lame ISIS training videos of those dopes going through monkey bars and doing somersaults and cartwheels in the dirt. Now, after being scared out of my mind from that fake automatic fire, they show up and decide to give us a motivational speech with the worst camouflage face paint I've ever seen. It looks like blackface. It didn't work out for Governor Northam in Virginia. I don't think it's going to work out for you there, Venezuela. Now, with any motivational video, it's got to have one hell of a send-off, and this one does not disappoint. It ends with about a dozen guys, about a mortar team, and a heavy weapon squad just jogging around, carrying that heavy equipment, ready to wage war. But what's this? The guy in front? What's he carrying? Just the binos, just running around with the team, heavy lifting all that crap, carrying a set of binos like he's in charge. You know that guy's the doofus of the group. Hey man, I want to carry the automatic rifle. No way, Jose. Here are the binos. That or this guy's just a blue falcon and looked around and said, oh, hey, binos, I got this one, guys. You need to carry all that other, stuff. Yeah. I think the Venezuelan military needs a little education on how to be intimidating. So let me help you out there, fellas. Go on YouTube, just type in one word, redneck. I guarantee the people in that video can hot wire, shoot, and detonate homemade explosive 10 times better than any of your special forces.
What do you think?
It's all right.
I'm just saying, this is 6 years old. He has more stories. Recently, the latest one that he's online for was during St. Patrick's, I think. He was running security detail with his teammates, right? And people were getting drunk and kicking around the barriers.
Continue.
And they were assaulting one of his officers. They were disturbing the peace. And he's like, the officer passes it over to angry cops, and he does like a wrestling move. Boom! Slams a drunk dude, and everyone's around. Oh! And the guy, got subdued without any issue. But it's funny though that he's been online knowingly and unknowingly in ironic ways. Yes,
so what's this?
This is another story
Things
that
you hear in the kitchen. You with?
Here's a
for Alan that I wanted to hear some backstories, some stories.
I mean,
It says it in the text.
You want to watch it now?
Sure.
Here, watch this.
We're made up. Who the hell are you?
I'm Jeff. Where's Kevin? He called me up. He said he was sick. Okay? He asked if I could cover for him. I'm sorry, is this the f***ing Twilight Zone? I don't think so. You don't work here. You want me to go? Is he paying you? Yeah, $75. Have you done this before? Yeah, I used to work at a Denny's. All right. Things you hear in the kitchen.
I wanted to hear Alan's story when he was in the kitchen stuff. You know, let Alan cook up a story like happened to him.
There's no lava.
You have an order.
Hey, easy, man.
Damn, Marco's like,
Just want to talk to your mom.
what's this?
Okay, boy.
Appreciate you taking care of my crew.
They looked a little thirsty, and I don't like white boys spying on me.
Well, we tracked down.
A customer called me up and said, "Hey, Dave, my sockets are all loose," and they.
Magneto destroys the hero. This game is absolutely.
That's not how it works. Get
Anyway, though.
No, but what do you think about the drama with now it's the side of the news network just lambasting an officer who's trying to point out that there's a flaw somewhere, and the news is just concentrating on the guy that gave his face online. There's like over 30 minutes of him talking on the Unsubscribed podcast, and then there's a bunch of more stories, but then there's receipts, and then you have you have receipts because he's a police officer and he didn't do it himself. His friends did it on the side, and here you go. You can launch a lawsuit if you want. And he's like, no, I'm too busy. But mind you, this Angry Cops, he's a content creator. He's a active drill sergeant for the National Guard. He recently shifted to the National Guard. He works in the Special Victims Unit. He works in construction of building up his house. There's a YouTube channel called Crack House where he buys old houses and there's a YouTube video of him just building, and it's funny. There's a basement Jesus there. He finds a little Jesus like, thank you, Jesus, for letting me, work today. And he does that. He also works motivational for the veterans. He buys like decommissioned fire trucks and has them refurnished and called motivational infantry the MERV vehicles. I think he has 3 fire trucks right now, and he's trying to convert them to bars and trying to get people that are licensed to give drinks, all those things, and play video games for the veterans wherever they go to outings. Like he likes to collaborate with the veterans. Mind you, I think he was infantry. I don't remember, but I know that he lost hearing in one of his ears because he was close to an explosion when he wasn't a machine gunner. So he does have a disability, if you will, due to hearing loss. Yeah. But he's still active in social media, in police officer work, in entrepreneurial businesses of helping the veterans, in building houses and just reselling them or renting them out, like trying to make housing.
So what you're saying is he's like, I can't hear shit.
Yeah, and he's funny. I find it funny, the stuff that and he's from New Yorker.
Allegedly.
He's from Buffalo. Is Buffalo not part of New York?
Is it Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, Buffalo, New York.
Told this name.
Yeah.
I see.
But that's the drama with the Buffalo school system. And a lot of people online say, hey, that's no big deal. That happens in my place. And they're stating, that's a problem. I'm just pointing out in the areas that I can show receipts. You should go to the proper authorities with receipts and show them those receipts so that the things with children get fixed. I'm trying to do it on my side. And he says, I'm a person with a disability. I'm autistic in the sense that I like to work. And he likes to do social media. And he's being, his image, if you will, is being critiqued for the wrong things. He said, bash on me all you want, bash on me, but don't forget about the kids. Please don't forget about the kids. Versus Hassan Piker, who's literally putting the noose and hanging himself socially with his own freedom to say whatever he wants. The police officer is also saying something, and he's also getting metaphorically put in a noose by the news network. If they both went into a lawsuit, who do you think would win? Hassan Piker against other YouTubers, or Angry Cops versus whatever news network they said for defamation?
For Marcoization.
Words are hard, man. Don't judge me. But what do you think? Like, that's the tea right now in the United States. Even with the asteroids. The asteroid just couldn't say no to Earth. What do you think with that? With these stories, like any teeth, any word of insight that you want to say, Mr. J?
I am Groot.
Okay. And if you have your own opinion, dear listener or watcher of YouTube, you know where to leave your comments. There will be consequences. No good deed goes unpunished. Right? Hey. Any comment is good, but there will be consequences, good or bad.
There will be a Marcos on their end waiting for you with the bat.
The choice is yours. Imagine he says, I'm a warrior.
There will always be on the other end waiting for you.
Maybe. And with that little nugget, you want to share anything on anime, Mr. J?
No. I don't think there's anything so far.
Okay.
And with that, Marcos, please.
Thank you for joining us today. I am one of your speakers, Marcos.
You are the great, and some may say clumsy Marcos Lopez.
No, I am. I'm not. I'm confirming I'm clumsy. Hopefully the surgery will help,
We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys.
You know where to follow us.
Brush your hair, brush your teeth.
After doing all that, wash your hands again.
Wash your hands again, he says. And please find us on Instagram, YouTube, what else do we have? X, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, right?
All your favorite podcast services that we're found on.
Even Marcos's backyard.
I wish I had a backyard. Can you help me get a backyard?
OBS. That's Marcos's statement right there. And with that, everyone, please have a good night, good day, and good evening.
My name is Marcos.
Signing off.
Stay frosty.